Well, here at Flow, we've been talking a lot about this new ABBA album, Voyage. We've got Clayton and Courtney here in the studio with me. Clayton, what do you reckon?
Well, I haven't heard all the album. I've only heard the first two tracks. And, well...
Do you need to hear more?
Well, actually, no. One track runs 5 minutes, 10 seconds, which I think is 5 minutes, 10 seconds too long. But I'll be upfront. I'm disappointed. I'll be upfront. And that I'm disappointed in the tracks. And and I've thought about this. Why am I disappointed about it? I applaud ABBA for coming back. Yes, I love ABBA. They were fun as a kid growing up, and I know my wife's a big fan. There are many of us that are big fans of ABBA, and I love all sorts of music. But I'm disappointed because I wanted a bit of the old ABBA. And it just doesn't sound the old ABBA. It sounds the last 25 years of ABBA musical theatre to me. And I wanted that pop sort of ABBA sound from the 70s and the 80s. They had that little sparkle, that little bit of magic that made you move, whether you were sitting down, standing up or whatever, something that translated between all generations. And to me, these two songs thus far, I don't know what the rest of the album's like, but these two songs do not tick those boxes in any way, shape or form.
And so, Clayton, not enough glitter for you, but Court, when part of the whole idea with this is this virtual reality, this augmentation of reality. Our visual effects team here at Flow have augmented you.
She's looking pretty good.
You're across this, all of this digital side of what's happening.
She looks 20 years younger.
It's kind of like... Just not even commenting on that. Look, this is the thing. They've gotten on board George Lucas's company that have done, all the CGI and everything for Star Wars, and they've got them on board to try and create this weird kind of half virtual but half live concert. So they're going to have a 10-piece band live. And then they've been, tracking them, and they look amazing, just like I do. But I wake up looking like this.
Don't we know it?
And then their avatars will be performing. I mean, they may not exactly be breaking new ground in terms of music, as Clayton says. He's not angry; he's just disappointed. But is this the way forward with everybody else? I mean, they've been trendsetters in the 70s. Maybe this is where they're going to start a whole new thing in the 2020s, perhaps.
Well, Clayton, is this just a big vanity project, or are they desperate for a bit of coin for another chateau?
They didn't need the money, no way, shape or form. They've already been offered over $1 billion to do one concert. One of the Arab oil barons offered them $1 billion to get back on stage, which they politely said no to. I couldn't understand why. I would have done it. I would have happily done it. But anyway, they don't need the money. That's clear. They do not. They've done it because I think they still love what they do. They know how much their music has meant to people. But what they've done now is tapped into where they want to go. And to me, they're making me realise that I'm getting older, and I don't want to do that when I listen to ABBA. I want to remember.
I was going to say, aren't they like 150? Shouldn't they just be looking at retirement?
Exactly, and these two songs remind me of all the things that I didn't want to be reminded of. And that's why I guess I'm disappointed, and that's why I'm not giving it too many IKEA meatballs. I'm telling you that right now.
So, for the younger audience, though, is this the kind of music a younger audience will get behind?
No. They'll straight away go, "Oh, this is grandma's music." That's what they'll do. They will point it to that. It's not going to engage a younger audience. It's going to be the only way.
It's not going to be a gateway to old school ABBA.
Yes, correct.
Which I find interesting because I talked with you earlier about Madonna and how she sampled some of the music from Gimme, 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 and I thought that this might be what ABBA's doing, is a bit of collaborations, like we're seeing Elton John with Dua Lipa, the one we're playing on Flow at the moment, but this seems to be ABBA's going, no, we're going to do it the ABBA way.
It's always been that way. They do it their way. And they're gifted, they're master. If you want to know how to write a pop song, study ABBA. I mean, they're the master class in it. And everything about the harmonies, the voices, the structure, the way they put the songs together, they're absolutely perfect at it. And that's why their songs, if you listen to Dancing Queen, you listen to it today, it still sounds fresh. That's over 40 years. It doesn't sound dated. Other songs that have come out of the 70s and the 80s, even by the big name artists, they sound very dated. But ABBA music doesn't date. And that's what I'm disappointed about these two songs. They will date very quickly.
The visual side of this Court, our virtually enhanced Court in the studio here with us, looks amazing. Are they actually just angry, the ABBA band, that they didn't get included in Mamma Mia 2? Is this sort of
They're probably thankful.
Are they trying to interpose themselves virtually for a sequel in Mamma Mia 3, perhaps?
Look, perhaps, or it could just be their way of guaranteeing that even after they have retired, they're dead and buried, however long that will be, that they can still continue to entertain us in concert form. I'm excited to see the concert. I mean, the animated versions of this will be world touring from 2022 to 2026, and that is a marathon. Mm-hmm. I mean, even Ed Sheeran struggled to do this, and he was world touring for, I think it was about 2 years. With an insane amount of concerts. So, their bodies are getting old these days, or getting older, and no one could keep up that kind of stamina, even ABBA.
Well,
so I guess it's their way of making sure that, they can have music for the masses. Are they going to then bring this to small concert halls, perhaps? Will we be able to go down to the RSL? And are we going to have ABBA performing there? That's what I want to see with this virtual reality stuff.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the work that Madonna does at her age, at 60 or so, and appealing to a younger audience and doing the work in the gym.
Madonna is a freak of nature.
Whereas these guys seem to just want to let the technology do the work for them and appear much younger. Like all the special effects we've seen, say, in the Marvel movies, where Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel looks 20 years younger in that.
I think when you think about it from that point of view, they are breaking ground and they are starting a new technological journey wherever that's going to take us. I guess that's why they call the album Voyage, because that's what we're all going to be on. It will really be whether other artists, aging artists like Sir Elton and others, take this on, because they will still want to have a legacy and continue. Whether it enhances or detracts from that legacy is another thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, that's all well and good. You've still actually got to have some half-decent music to go along with it, and I think that's the point that Clayton's coming to, is that perhaps the strength isn't in the music, and we can talk about the technological side of things till the cows come home. But if the music sucks, man.
Yep, well, we could be entering into a new era of music. Whether the remainder of ABBA's album earns them any more Swedish IKEA meatballs on our rating scale remains to be seen. I think we're just entering into a new era of ABBimation.